Hi cross patchers, time for another video, and this time we are talking about the new template that everyone's been waiting for. I'm doing the demo today and then we're releasing it on Sunday on the Facebook Live, and this is the template and it's called a Crossroads template, and it is for making the little tile blocks, which I've decided to call Crossroad blocks now. And this was the original pattern that we did. There is a demo on how to do this if you haven't got the ruler. So if you look back down my videos ages and ages ago, I think I called it T for 2 runner at the time. And this was the French general one I did, because included in the pattern is the templates. There's a T for 2 stitchery and teacups that you could applique in the border of your table mat or table runner. So this was the original one. What you need for these are charm packs and some linen or contrast fabrics for borders. Okay, so here's one I've just finished. It's a Christmas one, and I used I've got charm pack on the sale page, and it's all reds and greens and golds, and it's £10 for the charm pack. So that's what I used for this one. And then I've also made a pink one with a cozy house, and that's what I made with that one. And then I've put like a block in each corner as well. So each little block works out 3.5 inches square. So I've done borders of 3.5 inches on them. So whatever size table mat or table runner you make. So that one I put 3.5 inch borders around the edge of the mat. On the green one, there's 3.5 inch strip down the middle, and then a 3.5 inch piece on either end. You can put some stitchery on the end if you want. There's a leaf template, a holly leaf template in your pattern as well, okay, if you're buying the pattern, but you can easily scribble out a holly leaf or something to put down the middle, or do some poinsettias or something down the middle of your mat. So each of those, as I say, was done with a charm pack. The reason why we developed the template was it makes it so much easier to cut out the blocks, because they're a bit fiddly to cut out. So I'll show you how you use the template. I shall turn the camera down, show you how to use the template, and then I'll tell you roughly what to do if you haven't got a template, because I know a lot of you watch from the US or other places in the world, and just to post this little thing to America would probably cost £10 or something ridiculous. So let's turn you down to the charm pack I've got ready on the bottom here. Let's turn this light on. Okay, so if you've got a charm pack, if you've got my charm packs, I always cut at least 2 of each print in the charm pack. And to be fair, when I'm cutting them out, I usually pile quite a few up and cut them together, but you want to pile them up in pairs. So we'll just cut one pair today. So this is from the Tilda charm pack. So I've got a flowery one and then a plainer sort of tone on tone one underneath. Traditional method would be on the back of every square you would have to draw a diagonal cross either way, and then you'd have to measure 3/4 of an inch either side of that diagonal cross to cut it. So then you would cut 3/4 of an inch either side of the diagonal cross to get your Crossroads block. However, with the ruler, if you look on the ruler, let's do the green one on top. You might be able to see it better actually. We'll put the green one on top. There's a square, a corner of a square marked on the ruler, and you just line the corner of that square up with each corner of the block. Grab yourselves a little rotating mat like this one, and then you just cut it and turn it round, put it on that corner and cut it. Turn it round again, put it on that corner and cut it, and then one more corner and cut it again. Okay, so now you've cut your block. So this is going to make 2 blocks. So now you want to shuffle it. So I'm going to take these green bits off here, like so. and that reveals your pattern. Okay, so obviously the green bits I've taken off are going to match, when I've sewn those together, are going to match with the pieces underneath. So once I've taken them off, you'll have the coloured block underneath that you're going to match with the green ones. Okay, so I've shuffled my block, and I'm going to move these out of the way, and I'm going to bring in my next rotating mat. Here we go. And we're going to sew them together. So if I bring this just back a second, let's move those green ones off the top here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to sew these together. So I'm going to sew them together in sets of 3. So I'm going to sew those 3 together, then I'm going to sew those 3 together, and then I'm going to sew those 3 together. So let's move that out the way. So when you've sewn them together, this is what they'll look like. Okay, so you've got one corner, the middle, and the other corner. So when you're pressing them, the one on the middle, press them with the seams going inwards, and the ones either side of that, press with the seams going out towards the edges. And then when you put them together, they will butt up nicely on top. So you'll put that on there, sew it and flip it back, put that on there, sew it and flip it back. Okay, once you've done that, you'll end up with something that looks like this. Now obviously you need to trim it now, so you'll take your ruler, because your ruler is 3.5 inches wide and you want your block 3.5 inches finished. You put the ruler over the top of your block, so that's 3.5 inches wide, and then the 3.5 inch mark that is there. So then you will just trim off these excess bits around the edge. Obviously you'll have to turn your ruler around. You'll also find when you're trimming it that those diagonal lines will line up with the seam on your block, so it makes it really easy to trim it. And then when you've trimmed it, you'll end up with a little block like that. So then you just need to make as many blocks as you want to make your quilt. And it's as simple as that. If I show you the back on how I press it, they look quite tidy on the back. Just take time trimming them. If you trim them all accurately, they'll go together really nicely. So let's put you back up again. Let me show you the ones. Okay, what it looks like when you've sewn them together. If I can show you close up. So this one, I did 6 rows of 6. So that's 36, and then 1 in each corner, that's 40. So a 40 charm pack of 40 squares will make one this size. So this is like sort of a coffee table size square one. This one was slightly bigger. I think I did 8 rows of 8 on that one. So that was slightly bigger. And then on the Christmas one, so if you want to make this Christmassy one, there's 16 blocks each side in sets of 2. So 2 one side, 2 the other side. Do a 3.5 inch strip by the length in the middle, and then a 3.5 inch strip on the end. So it's about 15 inches wide when it's finished. Okay. Obviously, if you've got 2 charm packs, you can make a nice long runner if you've got a nice long dining table. Okay, and then I've just bound it. So the pattern will tell you how to make these, give you all the instructions, but this is just so you know how to use the ruler. And as I say, if you haven't got the ruler, you just have to draw diagonal lines on the back of your charm squares. So these will be released this Sunday. So this Sunday is, oh gosh, what is the date on Sunday? I can't even remember. I think it's the 17th of November, something like that. Anyway, they'll be released on Sunday. If you're watching this at a future date, they're already released. So we're doing a Facebook Live again. I'm at 9:30, Abby's at 10 and Andy's at 10:30. We're calling ourselves the Three Amigos, so have a look out for that on our Facebook pages. So Handy Andy Crafty UK, who makes all the templates for me, and then Abby Ann Patchwork and Quilting. You can find us all on Facebook. We'll be there this Sunday. What's news? News is ba-bum, what we've all been waiting for. French General fabric is supposed to be coming next week. However, the weather forecast said it's going to snow next week, so no, my luck, there'll be too much snow for it to get here. But it's in the country and it's at the distributors, so at least it's on its way, because everyone keeps asking me, when's it coming, when's it coming? And it's here, yay! So that will be the next excitement. Oh, I'll just show you how the rulers come. They come in a box like that, and then I'll show you the pattern. So there's your pattern. There's pictures in there. That's if you're doing it if you haven't got the ruler. And then there's pictures if you have got the ruler, which are there. So that shows you how to use the ruler. And it tells you how to make the table mats, basically. So the idea was I was going to make a bag as well, but I've run out of time. So I'm going to cut all these Tilda fabrics up, and these are going to become a bag. And then I'll just do another YouTube so that you can see how I made it, rather than having to buy another pattern. Okay, so thank you for watching. Again, I'm sorry, I was supposed to be doing the other Christmas tree today, but I got distracted by rulers. So once we've got Facebook Live over and done with this weekend, I'll start on Christmas trees, and then the next thing will be whatever I decide to do with the French General. So we'll show you that when it arrives. We'll just do a YouTube so you can just see all the gorgeous fabric. So have a good weekend. Hopefully see some of you on Sunday morning. Okay, bye.